Hey, welcome everybody. This is DIY Guy 65, and I am starting 0.96 of SCUM with a new character just to kind of get you guys aware of what to do when you first fall in from the sky. As you can see, I just made my character. I'll kind of get you up to speed once we get on the ground. Just kind of give you the basics of what's going on and what to do. Just real basic tips. I'm no pro, that's for sure. I'm still learning, but it's a really fun game, and this is the way that I kind of started my survival. So here we go. We're falling from the sky. This is a map. We're going to be falling in about right here, which is kind of a good area. So if you hit F, it'll free you and open your parachute. I'm going to try to head over here a little ways away from the houses, just so I'm not right around too many puppets or zombies, whatever you want to call them. So this first part is going to be kind of short, probably 15-20 minutes, but this is just kind of getting you the basics of what to do and not to do and where to start. So you fall in and kind of see all this stuff around you. We know the city is right down here, so I'm going to stay away till I have some things on my person for protection and other stuff like that. So you start off with really nothing, just clothes on your back. First thing you're going to do is try to find some rocks. And you'll see them in groups and bunches. You'll see some here, some there, some there. But what you'll do is search for them, and they'll appear. I'm going to search for a couple more. And if you hit the tab key, you can see the rocks that I found. This is around me. If I move around away from the rocks, you can see they disappear. Or they're not near my person. So if you look at the tabs up here, you're going to want to go to your crafting tab. Remember, this is what you have in your inventory. And the first thing I'm going to do is make a knife. You can do items, you have base building, you have cooking for your crafting. So under the items, first part, you have ammo, you have weapons, ranged weapons, explosives, clothing, fishing, lockpicking, tools. So the first thing I'll do, and you can see it's gray. When it's gray like that, that means you have what you need to build that knife. The other thing you can do is click on this guy here, and these are your options of what you can build with what you have around you and on you. So if I click on the knife, stone knife, and click on build, and my guy will make a knife. So we have the knife made, and it's just sitting there on the ground right now until you pick it up. If you right click it, you can put it in your hands, put it in your inventory. Right now we don't have a whole lot of space, so I'm just going to take it in my hands. Got a couple more rocks here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to want to make an axe. So I'm going to make an axe head with the other two rocks or stones. So with the axe, until you get better weapons, the axe is pretty decent for fighting off some of the puppets. So if you look, I still have my knife in my hand. You want to make sure you don't leave it behind. Sometimes stuff will stay on the ground. You forget to pick it up. And what I'm going to do now is cut up a bush. When I have that knife or the axe, it allows me to cut up a bush. So now I have a few things on the ground. If I hit tab, these are the things that I'm seeing on the ground, which is a long wooden stick and a couple of short sticks. Still a stone on the ground. And some logs. These logs you won't be using unless you have a campfire. What I want to do is first of all, I'm going to cut this big guy into small guys. And the reason I'm doing that is I want to make some rope. I'll need rope to make a few things. You'll be using that a lot in the game. So I'm going to make a rope. As you can see, I dropped my knife on the ground while I was making this rope. So it's important to remember that your knife is on the ground and your rope is now on the ground. So let's see now if so what I'm trying to make is right here, the stone axe. If you click on this guy here, it'll tell you what you need. You need an axe head, which I do have. That's why it says 1 out of 1. We're going to need a long stick and some rope. Okay, we got the rope, but I had to cut up the long stick, so I'll have to find another bush. Well, okay, gonna be over there. So, hoping I can run back and find that stuff that's on the ground still. I think I can. And you know what? I forgot my knife. It's around here somewhere. Come on. Trying to teach you guys how to do this, and I'm messing up myself. There it is. Let's take that back in my hand. Just have to remember where that is. Okay, I'm picking up that stick. Gonna have to go back over to where we were, which is right here. And now I have everything that I need to make that stone axe. Okay, let's go ahead and pick that up. If I look, I put my stone axe on my back right now, but I'm going to make a few other things. Make sure we pick up our knife. And what I'm going to make now is a holder or a improvised backpack, whatever you want to call it. That'll give us more room to put stuff in. I'm going to cut a couple of these guys. Okay. So one thing you're going to have to be aware of is as you're using your knife, you can see it's already down to, what is that, 36%. So the more you use it, the more it goes down, and pretty soon you won't be able to use it at all. Haven't used the axe yet, so it's still 100%. So just keep that in mind. The more you use stuff, the more it wears down. And let's see. What I'm going to be wanting to make is this backpack. So what we need for the backpack is more rope. We only have 4 out of 6, so I'll have to make more rope. We're going to need some rags. And rags, we're going to have to cut up some of our clothing. So I'm going to go ahead and cut up my shirt and my underwear. I already know I'm going to have to cut up 2 of these guys. Okay, the other thing is now our knife is in the red. So I know we're going to need to make a new knife. So I am going to make a new knife right now. So I just searched for some rocks. And I'm going to make another knife. And now I need to make some more rope. Okay, so I'll click on the rope and we'll make that. And then I should have the backpack up here that I can make. It should appear. And there it is. So we'll go ahead and make that. Really appreciate you guys watching my videos. I'm new at making all these videos. I used to have a channel 15 years ago, which I did a lot of recording with my kids and I, dirt bike riding. And this is a whole lot different than dirt bike riding, obviously. So now we have our backpack. I'm going to equip it, and now it's in our inventory, and we can store more things that we find. I'm going to hang on to the rags and this newer knife. The old stone knife I'm just going to leave because it's not going to be any good, not very much longer. And the rest of that, not interested in right now. So we have our town down here. The other thing is, if you hit the number 1 key, if I can find it, that'll take our axe out. If you hit 1 again, it'll put it away. And what that is our shortcut to picking up our items that we have available to us to use. And that would be, this is number 1. This would be what I have at number 2, which is nothing right now. And this is what's currently in our hands. So this is the other quick access. You can put other things once you get, if you get a gun or a shovel or other things you want to put into your quick access. Makes it a lot easier than having to hit your tab key and going into your inventory and pulling out your item. It's a lot easier just to hit a number and having your item out and ready to go. All right. So I'm just going to head over here to this house. Don't see any puppets around, so right now it's probably good to avoid them. If you do decide to try to battle with the puppet, start slow. Only take on 1. They can be kind of hard to kill sometimes or difficult. So I'm going to pull my axe out and go inside this house and see what we got inside. So we have things that we can search. And this is what's inside of what we just searched. So there's a skirt and a weapon holder. That's kind of nice to have a weapon holder, a melee weapon where you can put your knife in. So I'm going to take that. So I'll equip it, and then I can put my knife in there. Maybe. Maybe not. Not sure why. But there's a shirt that's laying around on the floor. I'm going to equip that instead of our prison shirt. Kind of the same thing. There's only one pocket to store an item in. But I don't want a prison shirt. And a bottle of wine, that's really not important to us right now. If you want to keep an eye out for food, food can be hard to come by sometimes. Okay, so we have some motorcycle boots. You got to remember what you're wearing now is real basic stuff. So you have trainer shoes, or you can put on some motorcycle boots, which I think I will. And I don't want to carry these around, so I'm going to leave them. A lot of people are going to tell you, I'm going to eat an egg, that's good protein. When I consider eating something, I want to make sure it's in the green. I don't even want to eat stuff that's white or red as far as the percentage wise. It'll get you sick and it's hard to recover from that sometimes. But I'm going to eat this egg. It's good protein. And a good suggestion, a lot of people will tell you, when you go into a room, close the door behind you. You never know. A puppet might come in from behind and surprise you. I always forget to close the doors. Fishing hat, sure, we'll wear it. Why not? And that's it for this house. When I'm playing single player like I am now, I like to leave doors open to where I've been. I'm old. I don't remember stuff very well, so if I leave the door open, I know I've been in there. Another thing to look for, which is right here, is gardens. You can find food. Take a couple of these broccolis. I'm not going to search for this other stuff because these things are huge and they'll take up your entire bag or inventory. Hey, look at that. Look at that. There's actually a car in here, and there's actually a car with a motor. That's very hard to find around here. Okay, obviously there's no tires, there's no driver's seat. So I'd have to find tires, at least 3 tires and a driver's seat. And it does have a battery. I think it has an alternator. I can't really tell. But you need a battery at least for that car to run, and 3 tires and a driver's seat. So I need to remember that is here. It's a lot easier to get around in a car than it is to run. Okay, there's a puppet right there. I think what I want to do is take on this guy so I can show you what it's like to fight one of these puppets. So I'm going to take out my axe. Got to remember I don't have a lot of, protective clothing on. So he's going to run at me. Oh, there's another guy over there. He wasn't very difficult to take down. Some of these guys have armor on or a lot of protective clothing. This guy's a little bit on the bigger side, so he might be a little harder, and he saw us, so we're going to fight him too. All right. I always want to look around after fighting because when you're making noise like that, it'll attract more puppets. Let's see what they have on them, if anything. Usually the stuff that they have on them is unuseful, but you never know what you'll find. One good thing to keep that you might find on these guys, oops, wrong button, is screwdrivers. Screwdrivers are kind of hard to find, and you need screwdrivers for finding and opening locks that you're going to want to get into. So we've been just about a half hour on this. I'm going to call it quits for right now. Just wanted to kind of get the basics down for when you fall out of the plane. Kind of what you start looking for. But this will be the end of our first episode with the new guy on SCUM. So I appreciate you guys watching, and I appreciate a thumbs up, a like. Please comment. Let me know if my settings are good or bad, or if my volume's too high or too low. I'm really just starting out, and I can use advice, and any suggestions are very helpful, and I appreciate it. So as of right now, I'll let you guys go, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks again, and have a great day.